Let's get more analysis from the former Ofcom Chief Media Advisor, Martin Campbell. Good morning, Martin. Thank you for joining us. What do you think this means for the BBC? Does it make any difference? Is it damaging to the BBC or is it more damaging to the government?
Yeah, it's damaging to both, I believe, because the thing is, of course, that the BBC doesn't choose its own chairman. The government do that. So it says as much about the government view of the BBC and through the prism that they see the BBC. And effectively, it's extension of the old boys network. I mean, for Richard Sharp to say this is a distraction, I mean, he's clearly the master of understatement. I mean, it's far more than a distraction. And it will open up, as you've already started, the debate about the future of the BBC, most definitely.
Martin, what do you think about... I mean, there's been lots of comment today on our show about whether or not it's appropriate for the government to appoint the chairman of the BBC, which is obviously supposed to be a wholly impartial body. Do you think that that system should be changed? And if so, is there a better way for the chairman of the BBC to be appointed?
I think it calls now for a whole root and branch reorganisation of the BBC, which people like me have been saying for years, because it just doesn't work in this day and age. And the way that the chairman is appointed is clearly ridiculous. I found it very interesting the Elon Musk interview. You know, the perception is that the BBC is effectively a government mouthpiece because so little actually gets questioned on the BBC. The investigative side of a so-called impartial broadcaster has been on the wane for a long time. So, you know, I do believe that it needs reorganisation, but it needs a proper reorganisation, not just shuffling around the deck chairs. There is an amazing waste of money within the BBC, an amazing waste of money. And now's the time, I think, for some sort of public consultation about how the BBC is funded, if it's publicly funded at all. Yeah.
And if there's a huge waste of money there, they've probably lost the person who would have got rid of that waste of money, somebody who had been, the head of Goldman Sachs, who was a money person. Do you have sympathy for Richard Sharp?
No, not at all.
Why
because
is that?
He knew that he wanted the job, and cozying up to the Prime Minister, whatever his role in the loan was, he's not a stupid person. He knows full well that that is a massive conflict of interest, and he can't pretend otherwise. No, I've no sympathy at all.
Martin Campbell, thank you very much indeed for joining us this morning.
Now, obviously, the big